Hey guys, welcome back. So this video has been highly requested throughout my Instagram. If you are not following me on Instagram, I'll have it linked down below. But you guys have been noticing with my recent posts that I have gotten rid of quite a few things in my apartment. And I will explain towards the end of the video on why I got rid of a lot of things. But for now, let's get into the tour. So let's start with the bedroom. I feel a sense of clarity with how everything looks. I feel like I could breathe more, if that makes any sense. Moving on to the mirror section, I do still have my full-length mirror. I love it. I love the neutral tone on the trim. But as for the white rug, it is long gone. I donated it. Again, everything that I got rid of, I donated it to friends at work, to my family members, so nothing went in the trash. So if you are decluttering your house, please do not throw things in the trash. Give them away. Another man's trash is always another man's treasure. Keep that in mind when you are decluttering. Behind the full-length mirror is my floor lamp from my living room. So I kind of like swapped lighting. Since I've never ever had any like ceiling light, this apartment is not allowed to have that because it's such low ceilings. That's the only light fixture I have in here. And also I have like this little night light. As for my bed, I did declutter the other comforter set that I had. I had a white comforter, and I also had like a plant throw blanket. I gave that away to a lady at my job, and I just kept with this neutral tone of my comforter. My comforter is from Target in the college section. It is a queen size bed. The pillows are from my living room. Again, I swapped them out and put them in here. My body pillow decided to just go completely flat. So that was the end of that. I didn't throw it away. I gave it to my mom because my mom actually likes flat pillows. So as for the throw blanket, it is also from the living room, and I brought it into here. So that is the only blankets I own. There's no other blankets hitting in anywhere else in the house. What you see is what you get. Now for the big part that everyone has been asking about, and that is, Kira, what have you done with your desk? Well, the desk used to be right here where I'm sitting, and I've been contemplating on getting rid of that desk for months. And I finally had the courage to say, all right, does anybody want an IKEA desk? And a lady at my job was like, I want it for my daughter. So I was like, you know what, perfect, I will give it to you, you can have it. She actually had to come here and help me move it because it was just so freaking heavy. I just couldn't do it myself. I couldn't go down a flight of stairs with that by myself. The reason why I got rid of the desk is because I wasn't using it anymore. The drawers were empty. I find myself gravitating towards more of editing, like on the couch, on the bed, or even at the kitchen table. So that's like the three areas where I've been like editing. And also I go to laundromat and just like edit there. So as for the desk that was here, it was kind of like a waste of space. I felt like someone else could get better use out of it instead of it just like sitting like back here and being a huge prop in my videos. Those are just things that I fell out of love with. I've had those things when I moved in here. Like I had those at my mom's. So I've had all those items for quite a while, and it was just time to let them go. And I feel so much at ease with all of those objects out of the way. I feel like I have so much more room, and I love it. The little white table that was on the side, I did get rid of the plant that was there. I kept my monstera. That monstera was near the mirror, if you guys remember. So I moved it to over there, and I love it. I think it just brings a little bit of life into this bedroom, and one plant is fine with me. The other plant that was there, I also donated it to a lady at my job, and she loved it, and that's the only plant I have in the bedroom. Moving on towards the closet area, which is the side of me. As for my closet, it hasn't changed as much, except for me gravitating more towards neutral colors. This was my inspiration right here. I love the color of the walls here. I do not know the color. I know you guys are always asking. I want to say it's a mix between sand and beige, like on the lighter side. My landlord doesn't even remember like the color of these walls when she purchased the paint, but it's such a beautiful tone, and that's what I'm going for with my wardrobe. I'm switching a couple other items. Some of the items didn't fit me anymore. I have lost a couple pounds, and I gave some of the items away to people at my job. As for the left side of the closet, I have my pajamas hanging up, and I also have my jeans. I narrowed it down to 3 pairs, which is fine with me. And then on the right side, I have my sweaters, and then I have like 3 dresses. So that's working for me right now, and I love again the neutral palette tones. As for my laptop, I did have to get a new cover because clumsy me dropped my laptop when I was at the laundromat editing, and my case, the wooden case that I had, completely shattered, which I was very grateful that that shattered and not my actual laptop. So I did go on Amazon right away and I purchased this marble beautiful looking case, and I love it. It also came with a free little dust-free keyboard. I don't know how you want to call it. It's a keyboard protector, I guess. I was kind of shocked that it came with it because I didn't really know, but I don't have to buy like spray cans anymore to get the dust out of the keyboard because that blocks the dust. So it's pretty awesome and it doesn't slide off, and I don't know, I just really like it. And I love the fact that that case does not show the Apple logo. So you guys know how I am, I hate logos. Even if it is Apple, Tesla, I just don't want the logo showing. I just want something that's quiet, quiet looking, I should say. The other stuff I haven't really changed as much. I still have my camera bag, my personal folder, which is like the gray one. That's the kind of folder you keep in the house where it's like you got your title for your car, passwords in there because I forget everything, so I have to write things down. I have my receipts for my rent, tax papers, so that's all in there. As for the black binder, that's my YouTube binder. I write down ideas you guys give me, like video suggestions, along with a template I write out because every video I have is scripted. Like right now I'm kind of like freeballing it, but most of my videos are scripted. So I need to have things organized, and that's why I have my little black YouTube binder. On the last little part of the closet, I have one beach towel, and I also have my carry-on. You guys know when we travel, my boyfriend and I only take carry-ons. We do not do luggage. With us both being very minimal, especially when it comes to clothes, it's awesome because we're like in and out of the airport. So I'm down with carry-ons any day. As for the stool that is in there was obviously from my desk. I decided to keep it because I do want to keep filming in front of the window or filming anywhere else, and I want to keep a stool because it looks a little bit better with me sitting on a stool than me actually sitting on my kitchen chairs filming, because then you can see the chair in back of me. So again, I am keeping that stool for now. And of course, I always have my tripod in there, easy access, because I do film in my bedroom most of the time, so I just keep it in there. As for the kitchen, not much has changed. I would say that I simplified the cabinets a little bit more. My dishes are usually less, but I kind of like got rid of some. I do have like the glass Tupperware still. I have the plates. As for like the cups that I had, they're in the fridge because I like my cups cold, but there were a couple other gadgets that I got rid of, so it does look a little bit more simplified. Same thing goes for like the silverware. I have 2 of each thing, 2 forks, 2 spoons, etc. I do have 1 knife. I've always had 1 knife and it works fine with me. I mean, how many knives do you need to cut up vegetables? I think you only need 1. I do have only 2 of things because not many people come and visit me. The only one that's usually here, I would say once or 3 times a week, is usually my boyfriend. And that's why I did stock up on food a little bit more, is because he does come here more often than usual because he did buy a property in the area. So this is kind of like his rest stop. So I like to have food in the house for him to eat as well. Same thing goes for like under the sink. I barely use any of that space. On the left side I only have like a strainer and a bowl in it, and then on the right side I have just my cleaning products, the DIY cleaners that I've always been using for the past couple of years. As for storing my pans, I only owned 2 pans, so I store them under the stove as like a little drawer in there because it's easier to actually just grab it and cook like that instead of me going towards the other like cabinet. So the freezer is usually empty. We usually have like some vegan ice cream in there, but we've been cooking with fresh produce more. I do have some snacks in there. As for the kitchen table, a lot has happened with this. Usually just the chairs. The chairs always break. So I started off with 4 chairs. I ended up with 2 now. I mean, I guess it's not that bad of a thing with 2 chairs because it's only just my boyfriend and I here and there. When you're like sitting on them, like they will snap. And I guess that's what I get for getting cheap furniture. That set is from Walmart. I paid $80 for the whole entire thing. I thought I was getting such a good deal. That's kind of the reason why I got a good deal, because it's just junk. So in the near future, I will spend a decent amount on a nice table. So that is the kitchen. Now let's move on to the living room, which is a room that you guys are probably gonna freak out about. So first thing you notice in the living room is that all of my plants are now gone. I went from having 54 plants to 3. I will explain a couple of things that I got rid of, including the plants towards the end of the video. With the plants, there was just too much. I learned my lesson. I felt like I overdid it, and I can be honest with you guys about that. I am good with plants, I just had too many. I brought them all to work, everyone took some, and that was that. My living room is bare, but it's livable. Like it's still cozy to me. To me, it's still cozy. I love it. I only have the 3 monsteras. I have the variegated monstera still, which I love. It's from my boyfriend for my last birthday. And then I have my giant monstera. So I'm gonna keep those. I really like them, and I just feel like they're like a part of me. As for my couch and rug, obviously I'm keeping that. And yes, the couch does look a little plain, but I kind of like it. Like eventually in the near future, I would love to have a gray, bigger couch. That couch is very, very tiny. It looks big on camera. When you have 2 people on it, it's kind of pushing it. You both cannot lay on it. It's definitely a 1-person couch, and I didn't take that into consideration when I moved in here. The couch was like $300 on Wayfair, and I just, again, thought I was getting a good deal. You're only paying for like half a couch. So I'm not gonna complain. We live and we learn, especially when we move into our first apartment. So I did learn my lesson with that. Another thing you guys are probably noticing is that I finally got a Dyson vacuum. I wish I would have gotten this a long time ago. The reason why I didn't was because it was always over my budget. It was like $400, and I could not see myself spending that much money on a vacuum. So I kind of like cheaped it out. I bought a broom. I bought a little tiny Black & Decker vacuum, and you know, waited. I waited until I seen the Dyson go on sale. It was originally $400. I got it for $289. It's the V8 animal one. It's cordless. I like the top parts because you can go in the car and clean it out. I feel like my floors are so much cleaner, but I've had it for, I want to say like 2-3 weeks now, and I'm never going back. Like I love that vacuum. That's when you know when you're an adult, is when you get excited about a vacuum. Good times, guys. As for the bathroom, I'm not going to really bore you with that section. It's still the same. The cabinets are the same. The only thing is I obviously got rid of the plant that was on the side of the toilet, and that's it. Everything else is exactly how it was before. Inside the cabinets is just as neat as they were before. I still have the bamboo box, so I'm not going to bore you with anything new in the bathroom because it's not. It's just exactly the same. Obviously, I'm showing a few clips here so you can see for yourself. As for the linen closet, it's the same, but it is a little different. Now I'm going to explain this to you as much as I can. When it comes to hanging up my clothes, I do have extra wooden hangers on the side because when I was getting rid of some clothes, I have extra hangers. So those are just staying there for now. I've actually been using those hangers to dry my clothes. So when I come from the laundromat, I haven't been drying my clothes to save some money, and I just dry them here. So I use those hangers to hang dry, I guess you could say. For the other side where the clothes are hanging up, I just got my winter jacket, my uniform, along with some sweaters. So that's that, and that's kind of always been like that. Same thing goes for the shoes. I've always had like the same amount of shoes. I do have my boyfriend's slippers there, and I'm like, again, trying not to bore you guys with things that haven't changed. As for the laundry section, I had a couple laundry baskets, but again, they all broke, and I was trying to do like the cheap way out, where I would get these baskets from like the dollar store, or I would get them from like TJ Maxx, and they would just break. I don't understand, maybe because I'm always carrying them to the laundromat. So I just have my blue bag. I've always had that bag. I've been going to the laundromat since I was 16, so I've always had that bag, and it's never done me wrong. Yes, it's not the nicest or cutest color, but it still works. There's no holes in it, so I'm keeping it. And that's what I use to bring my laundry to the laundromat. I don't have a basket anymore because I gave up. And then I have the camping stuff kind of scattered around. I have the 2 lounge chairs. In that big black bag up top is a tarp that goes down, and then we put our pop-up tent along with our camping gear in the cooler. We do love to camp, so that's kind of like our little area, and I kept it here because my boyfriend does live in a studio, so he doesn't have room to store any of that, so I store it here. And we also are very, very simple campers. We do not bring like any like things to throw out. We bring reusable plates, things like that we can wash and keep reusing from time to time, and we bring real silverware when we go camping. So if you guys want like a camping vlog on what we bring and how we set it up, let me know. Maybe I'll do that this summer. The thing that has changed though is the up top part. That basket, like the wire basket, that was from my closet. I ended up moving it into that closet and put all my miscellaneous stuff in there, such as like my curling iron, my flat iron, even though I haven't used them in months, but I keep them in there just in case. I also have like other wires in there because I don't really know what to do with them. You guys ever have like wires hanging around and you're like, what am I gonna do with this? So that's where I keep the wires. It's nice and hidden and it's not showing. That's what I keep in that basket. So it's a basket filled with things I don't know where to put, but it's also things that I need. So, and then on the other side, I do have my photo albums. I am a little old school when it comes to photos. I haven't really printed out photos in a long time, but I do have 2 separate photo albums. One is just my niece and my nephew and me and with my sisters, things like that. And then there's another photo album with just my boyfriend and I and our vacations, like when we went to Dominican Republic, when we went to the Butterfly Garden, California. So I'm just keeping those photo albums. I'm definitely done printing out photos now though. I'm gonna end up just using my hard drive and putting all the photos on there. But it is nice to have at least 2 photo albums in the house to just look through, and I don't know, I like it still, but I'm definitely not printing out any more photos. So that's it for the apartment tour. Let's get into my big announcement on why I got rid of so much things, and I think it's kind of obvious to you guys. So the main reason, the number one main reason on why I got rid of a lot of stuff is the fact that I am moving. Yes, you guys have guessed this on Instagram. You guys have guessed this through the comments on the channel. And yeah, I am moving this fall. I'm moving to like the actual city. I'm getting out of this town that I've lived in my entire life. So it's going to be a huge change for me because the town that I live in is so towny. I don't know how else to put it. It's like, it's not the city. Needless to say, it's not busy and it's just a quiet town. But I will be moving to the city. I'm excited to be with my boyfriend. I'm excited to have company and just to be able to interact with others as well, because you know, with living in a city, there's people around to talk to and stuff, and it's about time that I close this chapter and open up a new chapter. The second reason on why mostly I got rid of all of my plants was that most of them were poisonous, and the reason why I got rid of them because they were poisonous is not because of me, but it's because that we will be getting a cat this year. I am just so excited for this part. I've already have a couple things saved on Amazon, like a brush, like a reusable brush for the cat. Like it's just, you wash it off, and I'll show you all that stuff when we get the cat, but so excited to be a cat mom. This is the first time in my entire life that I've actually lived without a pet. Yes, I had the 2 fish, but they did pass away. I did love my fish, trust me. I cared for them for a very long time. I've had those 2 betta fish for like 5-6 years, but I must say this is the first time with me ever living without a dog or a cat. It's always been weird to me. It's always been on my mind, like when I go to my sister's and I see her cats and I'm like always playing with them. Like I just miss that interaction. So I am excited. My boyfriend, I told him we really need to look for an apartment that is pet friendly because I want to get a cat, and he was like, sure. Like he's down for it. I already have 2 names picked out, and I'm hoping we'll be able to get at least 2 cats, but we're gonna start off with 1. So I don't want to make this too long, but yes, I got rid of most of the plants because they were poisonous, and I don't want the cat to get sick or anything like that. So I did make that big decision on to get rid of the plants to have my future kitty. And the third reason on why I'm moving, which this was kind of like unexpected because I've been planning on moving for a good 4 months now, but my landlord did call me and she is selling this whole entire house. So I totally agree with her selling it. I wish her the best, and you know, I've learned so much about myself with living on my own, and I was so happy that she was able to give me the opportunity of me living here, because when I first started living here, I didn't have good credit. I was just starting out. So I learned a lot with being here. I also started my channel being here. So it is sad to see this house go on the market soon, but I did tell her that I will be moving anyways, and she was so happy that I have somewhere to go. She was really worried on if I had a place to go and stuff, so it is all working out. Like my favorite saying goes, everything happens for a reason. What are the odds of me planning to move out and then she calls months later and says that she's selling? So I feel like it really is the end of this chapter, literally, and it's just time to open up the next chapter. That's my big announcement, is that I will be moving, getting a cat, starting a new life. I will be answering more questions through a Q&A really soon. You guys asked me a ton of questions on Instagram. Thank you so much. This year, 2020, is a huge game changer for my life, and I'm so happy and grateful that I'll be able to take you guys along for the ride. So with that being said, you guys, I will catch you in the next video. Bye.